Thank you very much for having me here, Karen. My name is Ms.MARGARET. I'm from a company in Drogheda called Grand Designs Kitchens and Bedrooms. We are a family business. It's a small business. It's my own business, and we manufacture bespoke furniture to the domestic homeowner market, kitchen and bedroom furniture, and we have a showroom and a factory attached to the showroom as well. Well, I found I went to a primary school in Drogheda, Ballymckenny School, and academically I suppose it came to me in my 20s, but I was a very hands-on person and I like to make things and that. I went to a school called the Lawrences in Drogheda, and it was the old tech, and when I walked in the doors I just felt very, very comfortable, and I felt like this is for me. We had woodwork classes, technology classes, metalwork, home economics, tech drawing and that, so I felt really at home with it. So my woodwork teacher said to me one day, he said, "Margaret, you're really good at the woodwork, why don't you stick with the woodwork?" So I continued on and got an apprenticeship in cabinet making, and I excelled in the trade and that. But I think it suited me, it was exactly for me. I got to go to college as well when I was doing my apprenticeship. You do 6 months off the job training, so there's 7 modules. 1, 3, 5 and 7 is in-house, and 2, 4 and 6 is in the college. And we went to the LMETB, which was false at the time, and we were there for 20 weeks. And then after that, when you went back to your workshop and did the work placement there, we got to go to DRT in Dublin, and it was great. It was 10 weeks block release and then another 10 weeks block release. So I felt like the apprenticeship was for me. I was very, very good at the cabinet making apprenticeship, and it suited me. When I finished my apprenticeship, I went over to France and sold picked from some grapes at the time, and then I came back home and I worked for a company in Drogheda. The guy I worked for was a manufacturing company. It was Torm at the time, and he's now called Pio Alto, and he's based in Louth as well. And I worked with him, and the sales weren't doing very well, so I was on the floor as a manager, and I started going into sales and just to drive up the sales in the company. So I went on the road for him for 2.5 years, but with my experience behind me, and I was still manufacturing as well, so I do maybe 3 days on the road selling and 2 days in the workshop. So it was a very good combination, and I learned to grow my experience as well, because you're working and around the whole country and calling at different kinds of workshops and premises all over the country, so broad knowledge of what everyone was doing out there. I feel like that the apprenticeship should be like a parent and child relationship. When I first started my apprenticeship with Desi Boylan in Bewley Wood at the time, Desi took me under his wing and taught me everything that he knew, and the guys in the workshop were the same as well. I suppose if somebody has a passion about something, it's very easy to teach them if they're interested in whatever trade they may take on, because they will always be asking questions and wanting to learn. From an employer's point of view, you're going to home grow your own. You can mould your staff into the way you want them to grow the business. And I suppose I'll give you a fine example. Ken Healy took me on as an employer in Alpine Furnitures in '97 and helped me to get with Desi Boylan in '98. And I worked with Desi for 4 years and excelled in my trade. And only last year, Ken Healy's nephew came in to get a job off me as an apprentice, and he was 18. So he wasn't even born when I was in Ken's. So it came full circle, so I couldn't refuse him, and I was delighted to take him on. He's a good apprentice. He's in his 2nd year now, so he's doing very, very well. I think as an apprentice, if you want to be an apprentice, don't send in a CV, call into the premises. Choose a family business that's a small business. You can't do that with some corporate companies. You probably need to see a CV, but follow up with a phone call if you are the person that's looking for a job. Don't be just a number, be that little bit extraordinary. That's what is extraordinary people. But I think you need to go in and do the jobs that nobody else wants to do. No, when you're not there, make sure that they know you're not there for on holidays, that they miss you. So when you're not working doing the hands-on tools, clean up the workshop, keep everything right for your employer, bring them in a box of buns. As an employer looking at an apprentice, you must train the apprentice, bring them under your wing. The wages are small, so therefore you shouldn't be under pressure having that person there. Bring them with you, show them the ropes of the business, make them involved and give them a little bit of responsibility every time. Don't expect too much, but do be firm and fair as well, and keep on top of the apprentice as well. Like, make sure you go down at least once or twice a week and see how they're getting on, and show them one thing that you've learned yourself and that they mightn't learn on the floor. And it's vital as well, like, for all the trades out there. I've said this before, the thing, like, clean up after yourself, you know. If you're going to be in a house doing work in the house, like electrics, plumbing, plastering, painting, tiling, whatever it may be, everybody's working now. The homeowner, the lady's coming home, she doesn't want to clean up after people. So make sure that you do tidy up after yourself, and they'll get you back again, and you'll be remembered for that. And I'm very old school, and it's the old values. I kind of think, like, that's how we are still doing very well in our economy. Like, in the business I have, we opened up in a recession and we survived it. And I definitely think apprentices are the way to go. We've taken on 5 apprentices through our company since I opened up in 2009, and out of those as well, we took on some redundant apprentices as well, and they were very, very good. They kind of came at a time when we couldn't afford staff, and they kind of did their last block release and got to finish their apprenticeships. Now, half of them are probably abroad and some of them are still home here, so I definitely think it's the way to go if you want to grow your company.